Breaking news in the world of finance, as the Dow and S&P 500 close mixed, with all eyes on the critical Iran deadline that's nearing. The tension is palpable, and investors are on edge, wondering what's going to happen next. But that's not all, folks, as we've also got some exciting news from the tech world, with Intel teaming up with SpaceX and Tesla to make chips, and one space stock that's quadrupled in value. And if that's not enough, we've got some offbeat research from a Wall Street firm that's got everyone talking. So, buckle up, because we're about to dive into the wild world of finance. First up, let's talk about the stock market. The Dow and S&P 500 closed mixed on Tuesday, with the Dow ending the day down 0.2% and the S&P 500 up 0.1%. The Nasdaq, on the other hand, turned higher, up 0.3%, on hopes of a ceasefire in the Middle East. The tension between the U.S. and Iran has been escalating, and investors are getting nervous. The critical deadline is looming, and no one knows what's going to happen next. Will we see a peaceful resolution, or will things escalate further? One thing's for sure, investors are on high alert, and the market is reflecting that. But despite the uncertainty, there's some good news out there. Intel, the tech giant, has announced that it's teaming up with SpaceX and Tesla to make chips. This is a huge deal, folks, as it's going to give these companies the ability to create their own custom chips, which will give them a huge competitive advantage. And Intel stock is up as a result, which is great news for investors. This partnership is a game changer, and it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. And speaking of game changers, have you heard about the space stock that's quadrupled in value? It's a company that's working on some cutting-edge technology, and investors are taking notice. The analyst community is buzzing about this stock, with some saying it's a buy. And with the space industry heating up, it's no wonder why investors are getting excited. This is a stock to watch, folks, and we'll be keeping a close eye on it. But back to the Iran deadline. The situation is tense, and investors are getting nervous. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon has weighed in on the situation, citing risks in geopolitics, AI, and private markets. He's warning investors to be cautious and to expect some volatility in the market. And with the deadline looming, it's hard to argue with that assessment. The situation is fluid, and anything can happen. And in other news, Blue Owl has capped private credit fund redemptions at 5% after steep request levels. This is a big deal, folks, as it shows that investors are getting nervous and wanting to pull their money out. But Blue Owl is trying to calm the waters, saying that the fund is still performing well and that investors should be patient. It's a tough situation, but it's not uncommon in the world of finance. But what's really caught our attention is the offbeat research from a Wall Street firm that sent an analyst to the Strait of Hormuz. Yes, you heard that right. The analyst went to the Strait of Hormuz to get a first-hand look at the situation on the ground. And what they learned is fascinating. The analyst reported that the tension is palpable and that the situation is more complex than it seems. It's a unique perspective, and it's giving investors a new way to look at the situation. As we move forward, it's clear that the situation is uncertain. The Iran deadline is looming, and no one knows what's going to happen next. But one thing's for sure, investors need to be prepared for anything. Whether it's a peaceful resolution or an escalation, the market is going to reflect it. And with the tech world heating up, with partnerships like Intel, SpaceX, and Tesla, and space stocks quadrupling in value, there's a lot to be excited about. So, what can investors do to prepare? First, it's essential to stay informed. Keep an eye on the news and stay up to date on the latest developments. Second, diversify your portfolio. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, and make sure you're spread out across different asset classes. And third, be patient. The market is going to be volatile, but that's nothing new. Investors who can ride out the storm will be rewarded in the long run. As we wrap up today's video, it's clear that the world of finance is complex and ever-changing. From the Iran deadline to the tech world, there's a lot to keep track of. But with the right information and the right strategy, investors can navigate the market with confidence. So, stay tuned, folks, as we'll be keeping a close eye on the market and bringing you all the latest news and analysis. And if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. We're committed to bringing you the best finance content out there, and we appreciate your support. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more finance content. We're always looking for new ways to improve, so let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, be sure to let us know. We're always here to help. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.